Hello. Welcome back. I hope that video worked, and you should probably let me know if it didn't. I need to take this off. I thought about starting the audiobook today, but that's not the vibe. I like rambling more. I like just talking or whatever. Anyways, today I went to it's called a kaiten sushi place. But it's basically like, I don't know. It wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be. Because normally you have the ones that are like, it's kind of like a belt, like a loop that just goes all the way around all the time. You can just grab whatever you want from it. It was, like, the food was delivered on that belt thing, but there wasn't just, like, a running circle of it. There was, like, a screen that had a running circle of it. But, the food itself, you had ordered it off the tablet. I only did one beef. I think I got like 3 pork. I got 2 things of, not nori, natto. But yeah, it was really good. I did have like a 15-minute wait, and I probably should have made, no, that hurt. I probably should have made a reservation, but I did not, alas. Anyways, so yeah. Yeah, it was really good. When I was a kid, we actually made a kaiten sushi thing with Legos, because we did like the Lego robotics. We had all the Technic pieces, and then we also had the software downloaded. So it took a lot of trial and error. And I mean, you've been in the house, like there's like the big long black counter. And so what we ended up doing is I don't even know what it was made out of. We had, maybe it was paper, I don't know. We had some kind of track that the vehicle it was on, just like on tires. And it was set up in a way that you could place, like we had a little like table-ish on the top of it, so you could put a plate, and you could hit the button, and you could control how far across the counter it went. And we spent so much time, like, I spent so much time just like measuring the circumference of the tire, and then like how far I want it to go, and dividing it, and then like figure out how many rotations, and like counting if that math worked right, and it normally didn't because it's Legos. And like, yes, they're gears, but it doesn't quite work like that either, you know, because sometimes I don't remember if it was the rotation of the tires. At one point, I don't think it was for that project, but at one point for another project, we ended up putting gears instead of just putting the tires directly off of the motors. And so then I had to deal with like gear ratios to be able to, annoying. Because I also like change the speed, you know? Obviously gear ratios change the speed, but then also, depending on the gear ratios, we had to change the speed to be a little bit closer to what we wanted, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm tired. I feel like I didn't even do anything today. Oh yeah, this morning I went and got my checkups done. I thought they were gonna do a mammogram, but I've also never had a mammogram, so maybe it was the mammogram. I didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But they're like, okay, we're gonna take a picture. Obviously all in Japanese. Like, okay, we're gonna take a picture. I'm like, okay, sounds good. So I took off my bra, because wires. I took off my bra, and then I stood in front of the like wall, and then there's like the board to like stop the x-ray to like measure. And I kept my shirt on, which that's fine. X-rays go through clothing normally, right? And so I'm like sitting here like this, right? She had me like hold the thing so my arms wouldn't be in the way. And she took a picture through my back, which again, it's an x-ray. I think it's an x-ray. And then the next lady came out, and I thought she was going to do an ultrasound of my breasts. And then she did not. She did the ECG. It was 10 lead. It'd be really interesting to hear if they say I had issues. Because also then I don't even know how that process would work with referrals and stuff. But yeah, my grandpa's doing well. I got him on Block Blast, and I watched him play for maybe 15 minutes, and I just, like, I wanted to see how he would do with it, if that makes any sense. Because, like, obviously he's, what's it called? Oh, I just want to see if he could, like, learn how to do it from it. And so, like, I told my grandma not to help him at all, and I was just, like, watching him, and he was, like, figuring out. At first he was putting pieces anywhere and everywhere, and it was driving me mad. He does also have some, like, dexterity issues that I have concerns with his fingers, and so I honestly feel like using a tablet or a smaller device like that could be really helpful to bring some of that back. He's right-handed though, so at least he didn't, like, lose that, because it was his left side that was been most affected. I did check his meds. He's on a baby aspirin, which makes sense. It's really funny. It's called a baby aspirin. Like, they just called it a baby aspirin. They didn't even, like, do anything extra or fancy or special. Which you don't have to, but I don't know. There was one time a pharmacy professor came, and I don't know if she was, like, watching a lecture. She was doing something, and so she was just, like, hanging out with us for the day. And I actually showed up late that day too. I was, like, a minute late, so it wasn't, like, late or tardy. You're only late after, like, 5 minutes after. Maybe you're tardy, I don't know. I just tried to be on time, and it doesn't really matter. But what was I gonna say? Oh, and she was saying how, she as a pharmacist and as a pharmacy professor who works as a pharmacist, all these people have, like, a bazillion jobs. I love it so much. Anyways, but she was saying that we really should move away from calling it a baby aspirin, because people take aspirin for, like, low-grade fevers and, like, colds. Like, you know, you have Tylenol, acetaminophen, you have ibuprofen, and then you have, what's the other one? Oh, aspirin. Okay, so it's called ibuprofen. Ibuprofen, I'm pretty sure it's one of the few ones that gets absorbed through the stomach, and so it can cause peptic ulcers, which we don't want peptic ulcers. People can get a lot of, like, GI distress with peptic, like, stomach stuff. I can't talk. Right? So we don't want to increase the likelihood of that. Aspirin, especially in children, can cause this thing called Ray's disease. Which is why it's such a big deal that people who are not actually working in, not that I'm saying he's not working in healthcare, because obviously he's working in some kind of healthcare, but I mean, like, people whose background isn't in healthcare should not be saying big things, you know? If that makes any sense? Like, making big announcements. It'd be like if a fitness influencer was like, and also vaccines are bad. That's not your specialty. Shut the fuck up and sit down. Shut the fuck up and sit down. Anyways, but when RFK came out and was like, actually, we did this massive study and says that, Tylenol causes, autism. Well, one, the people who are gonna believe that shit aren't gonna go read the article. I read the article. But they're not gonna go read the article. They're not gonna go, what's the word? Not read. They're not gonna go read the article. They're not gonna listen to other people who have read the article, and they're gonna leave it at face value that Tylenol causes autism, right? Now, the studies that they pulled from we're trying to prove that Tylenol can increase the cause of autism in utero if the mom takes it, not if the baby takes it. But people who believe that kind of shit are going to go, oh, my kid can't take Tylenol. Or they get autism, and autism is so bad. Also, why the fuck are we as a country so determined about autism? We have, like, measles outbreaks. Like, that's not an eradicated disease anymore. At least in the States. I'm pretty sure it was in 01, 02, and last year, 2025, was the highest year since, like, the early 2000s. Fuck my fucking Chungus life. Break my fucking Chungus life. It's fine. What was I talking about? Yes. And so then people go, oh, well, my kid shouldn't take Tylenol, because what if little Sally gets the autism? We don't want little Sally to get the autism, because autism's bad. So instead, we're going to give her the aspirin, which actually has, like, I mean, it's really low, but there's still a percentage chance of getting, like, a disease that could, like, completely change the course of her life. Because I'd rather little Sally have a lifelong disability than be autistic. You probably are listening to this with the phone down, but here, pick the phone up. I'll make the face for you. The fuck? Anyways, okay, put it down. Go back to bed. Sorry. I don't know. It's just kind of like, I was reading a thing today about vitamin K shots and how so many people and parents are, like, trying to reject the vitamin K shot. Like, yes, I don't want my newborn baby to have to get more injections either. But if it takes their likelihood of having, like, a clotting issue, bleeding out internally in their brain, like, literally anywhere, we don't want that to happen. Our body needs to be able to heal. Right. We need to be able to heal our own bodies. Well, babies come out without vitamin K. I actually saw a really good analogy for it. I don't know how medically backed it is, but it was saying that when people are like, oh no, it's okay, like, we'll just leave the baby connected to the placenta till the blood comes out, which, yes, that's part of my plan. But like, yeah, we want to keep the baby connected, but there's not extra vitamin K in the placental blood. I see Ace is back from his run. Like, there's not a ton of, what's it called, vitamin K in the placental blood in the first place. But it's like, just, it's a vitamin that takes their chance of having an internal bleed or an external bleed, both are bad, from 1 in 60 to 0. It's like not even 1, like nothing. I was reading about it today because there was this, like, blurb written by this nurse in Louisiana, somewhere in the South, like in the country, southern country. But she was saying that she said that she has to explain this to parents a lot. And, you know, you started off as, okay, so just like we want you to be informed, like, have informed consent before you agree to anything, you need to understand the risks of not agreeing to something and to, like, decline it. No shit. And she was saying that if they didn't have the vitamin K shots, the risk puts it at 3 babies dying every single month. That's a lot of babies. We don't have babies dying as often as they did before because we can give them things that keep them alive. The things in medicine have come so far that we can do a lot to help babies, which is good. It's great. I love it. Obviously, some babies aren't gonna make it regardless. If their brain's outside of their skull, I'm sorry, that's not gonna work very well. And I feel like I just jinxed myself to be pregnant with a baby whose brain is outside of their skull. That would be really, really sad. I would still name it, just FYI. I would still name it. And like I'd want to give it a proper burial and stuff. And depending on when they find out, sometimes it's at C-section. You know? It's just really sad sometimes.
Nami?
はい。
あ、いた。いた。
どこも行ってないよ。What are you doing? Gross.
Saying hi to the video.
Okay. You smell disgusting.
7.5 kilometers in 35 minutes. Of course I smell.
You just rubbed yourself on both of my jackets. Close the door.
Smart.
I don't know. My mind's kind of stuck on dead babies now. And like babies in really tough situations. There are two situations I will never put my children in. That for a fact my children will never be in. And that is of having the likelihood or possibility of coming out with fetal alcohol syndrome. No, not happening. And my placental cord blood will never have drugs in it, hard drugs at all. I mean, that also depends on my birth plan as well, I guess, because if I take drugs in the hospital, I just need to make sure that they're like recorded and everywhere that Naomi took an oxy for pain. That's why there's oxy in her system. She's not just taking oxy for funsies. It was medical oxy, you know? I don't know. I feel like I could maybe try laughing gas. Laughing gas, a bath. I don't know. Giving birth sounds like it does not seem very fun. It seems really painful. I think I'd want a doula for sure. Oh, I just dropped my paper. Where'd it go? I think I would definitely want a doula. 100%. If I do it at the hospital. I mean, if my first pregnancy is like a low risk pregnancy, I don't see why I couldn't just do it at home. It also depends on the home that we're living in. If our home is like, I don't know, like I don't know if I'd feel comfortable doing that in like an apartment, if that makes any sense. But it just depends on if, you know, it's good or not. How do we still have 20? Who did we lose? Who get 20, 30? We've lost 4. Kirsten, Grayson, Sam, Gabby, me. Addison. Oh, Caitlin's still here. Cynthia, Elise, AJ, Jen, Claire, Genesis, Graham, Bennett, Emma, Riley, Savannah, Ava, Aspen. Yeah, there's 20 of us left. I'm just tired. And we're gonna have to, like, talk about our feelings and shit. Which is okay, I don't mind doing it, but I don't know. Here, let's see. I'll take a mental health quiz. Let's take an anxiety test. Okay, feeling nervous, anxious, or on edge? I don't know, sometimes. I feel like this is a bad anxiety test. It's like, are you anxious all the time? Sometimes, more than sometimes, or every day? I have mild anxiety because I clicked all the buttons for mild anxiety. Let me find a anxiety center. I need like actual decent questions. Also stupid questions. Does no one make good questions for this? How often do you feel worried or anxious? I don't want to answer an anxiety quiz that starts with that. Oh, is this all the GAD 7? Am I just hating on the GAD 7? Okay, here we go. Have you felt excessively worried or restless? Sometimes I'm kind of restless. Have you had difficulty controlling your worries? Muscle tension or physical stiffness? All the fucking time. Difficulty falling asleep or waking up frequently during the night due to thoughts? Sometimes. Often. Shit. I just realized I had like a panic attack last year. 2 years ago. Was that from anxiety? I forgot I went and saw that therapist person too. Sometimes. Yeah. I'm not like an anxious, like throwing up person though. Okay, I feel like my dinner is about to be ready and I did not help make it at all and I feel like a shitbag. Maybe I'm anxious that I will not be loved if I do not help cook. I don't know, it's like sometimes it's really bad, other times it's fine. And I'm not like agoraphobic. I do notice I get tremors sometimes. Ooh, yes. Constant need to make sure things are in order or under control. Persistent fears related to your health. Actually, often. Well, right now. I guess right now it's fine to have some health anxiety because of, like, well, what's going on with my health. Okay, let's go to my email. Yeah, it says I have moderate anxiety. I'm sure we can figure out where the anxiety came from, but I don't want to do that kind of soul searching tonight. So I'm going to turn this off. You should already be asleep, but I love you. Good night.